Good morning, Ashley here on the Daily Stoic Recovery Podcast, January 21st. A morning ritual. Ask yourself the following first thing in the morning. What am I lacking in attaining freedom from passion? What for tranquility? What am I? A mere body, a stakeholder, or reputation? None of these things. What then? What then is demanded of me? Meditate on your actions. How did I steer away from serenity? What did I do that was unfriendly, unsocial, or uncaring? What did I fail to do in these things? EPICTETUS DISCOURSES. What is your morning ritual? Is a question today. Do you wake up and turn your alarm off and sleep for another hour? Do you roll over and reach for your phone and check the social media? Check the news? Reach for the paper? The morning ritual that Epictetus recommends, and the other Stoics they really stuck to, is asking ourselves these questions. And what am I lacking in attaining freedom from passion? What for tranquility? And, what am I? What am I lacking in attaining freedom from passion? Are you being moved around by the world? Are you being moved around by the distractions and passions that unconsciously whip you away into the storm, into the rocks, into a world, into a place but you don't realise you're in? And what is lacking attaining freedom? How can you remove these distractions? How can you destroy these distractions that pull you into these places? Tranquility. What for tranquility? What am I? What are you? Do you believe you're a body, a stakeholder, or a reputation? What's on your LinkedIn profile? Do you call yourself? What do you call yourself? Do you call yourself a personal trainer? A managing director? A real estate franchisee? A chef? A lawyer? A solicitor? A politician? You're none of these things. What then? What then are you? Well, you and I, we're rational human beings. And then go on to ask yourself, what is then demanded of me? What is then demanded of me? And then meditate on your actions. Meditate on your actions from the day before and what actions you'd like to take based on what happened yesterday. Meditate on what you did unfriendly, unsocial, or uncaring, and what would you like to replace those actions with. What did I fail to do in these things? So my morning ritual is I wake up. Sometimes I turn the alarm off and sleep for an extra hour. This morning that's what I did. I set my alarm for 5:15, eventually got up at 6:15. Rolled out of bed, went for a pee, some water, then meditated until 7. So at the moment I'm practicing visualizing a scene of pulling experiences into my life. Just visualizing that scene, what it would look like. And then practicing bringing the elevated emotions of joy, love, freedom, empowerment, gratitude, pulling these elevated emotions into my experience through the act of meditation. Loving myself, giving myself love of these things before the experience. Thanking myself for the experience that it's here. It's not. It doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to happen in the senses. It's here, right now. I'm helping people. I'm bringing people together. I'm connecting people. I'm showing people how they can connect with others, how they can connect with themselves, how they can connect with the universe, how they can understand the universe and their own behaviours, so they can share it with other people to show that, who can help other people to show them to understand the universe, the mind, the body, their behaviours, their patterns, their thoughts, their emotions. Demonstrating a philosophy to bring us together, to detach us from external things, to detach us from external things like reputation, possessions, money, relationships, outside relationships, property. Addictions, bringing awareness around the control and perceptions that you could have. So meditating that and how bringing feeling how just visualizing the people that I'm helping and people thanking me, and the love, sharing the love, people sharing the love. I'm really getting visual in it, really sort of getting into the experience, bringing it in, giving it out, bringing it in, giving it out. And that's my morning ritual at the moment. I do that, and then I go and have some food, and then I listen to the Daily Stoic, and then I sort of meditate about it and make some notes, and feel about what it means to me. And it's something, a morning ritual. What it used to be is I used to just wake up and check my phone, check the sports news, then straight up have a shower, go and make some breakfast, turn the radio on, get some more news, watch a TV, check my messages, send some messages, That was the old me, and yeah, it's you just you're taking yourself further away. There's no reflection there. There's no sort of intention of being practicing like who you want to be that day, and you just when you do things like that, checking messages, checking news, watching videos, you're diving straight into other people's opinions, rather than understanding yourself, bringing yourself in line with yourself, and reflecting on who you want to be, and what you did yesterday, and how you would like to act. And from a Stoic perspective and a scientific perspective, it's been proven effective, because when you reflect in the morning, when you reflect on who you want to be that day, how caring you want to be, how kind you want to be, what kind of person you want to be, how honesty and temperament and courage you're going to show that day, and what wisdom you're going to share, and what knowledge. And so when you practice these emotions, practice these actions, you're basically replacing in your brain, neurologically changing your state of being from the past, from where you might have been in lack and frustrated and angry and stressed and unworthiness and greed and envy and lust. So you're replacing all those emotions neurologically with these bringing new emotions in, and so the Stoics, even though the science may not have been advanced in 2,000 years ago when the Stoics were philosophizing with their philosophy, when they were teaching, science has proven that this model of reflecting in the mornings and at night, on your day, and throughout the day, just being conscious of your unconscious thoughts, and because without the reflections, these actions may slip past you, and you might not realise, when you're uncaring or unfriendly or unsocial to someone. And if you don't realise, if you don't recognise it, then you'll just be conditioned, and you'll just act the same way the next time. But if you recognise it, you can on the night or in the morning, you can go back. You can mentally replay the scenario, situation, and then rehearse. Okay, how would I have liked to have acted if I had that same situation again? What would you have done? What would you have said? How would you? And then if the same situation comes again, which I'm sure it will, it's there stored in your brain, and you'll recognise it. And it's helped me on my journey, my Stoic journey, and just my spiritual journey. And I'm more automatic with these the actions that I want to take, because we're changing our autonomic nervous system when we practice these things, when we mental rehearse who we want to be, and how we want to think, and how we want to speak. So it's how we want to speak, how we want to act, who we want to be, how do we want to be perceived, who do we want to model, what's the greatest ideal of ourselves. Asking these sort of questions, and on a daily basis, and being consistent, and just knowing it's not results based. It's like, if you do this for 5 days, you're gonna you're gonna be these things, but it's scientifically proven. It's if you do these things, however long it takes, then scientifically you have to become that person, because that's how the brain works. Because we can create our own future. Like we created our being now from scratch when we were born. We've created who we are now, so we can create a new self by just thinking, feeling, and acting in a way that we want to be. So it's recreation. Yeah, so that's a morning ritual today. Let me know what your morning ritual is. And yeah, it doesn't have to be journaling. It doesn't have to be meditating. You know, it doesn't have to be exercising, as it says in a Daily Stoic book. It can, as long as we're sort of taking a bit of time somewhere and just thinking about these things. Yes, today I've ordered the Daily Stoic journal, which I'm going to collect yesterday, and it's got some questions in there. You can get that from Amazon, and yeah, just reminding ourselves these things on a consistent basis, and that is my thoughts for today. So thanks for listening. Thanks for checking in today. Thank you for checking in with yourself today. And I'll upload this now. And see you soon. Have a good day.